Yo, what's going on, my Niji? How y'all feeling out there tonight? This is Dr. Cheapest Sunflower back for another night of positivity and inspiration. If you are watching this on the replay, let me know where you're watching from. Go ahead and smash that like button. Go ahead and share and follow this podcast. Okay, guys? Now, tonight we are. Let me adjust my camera a little bit. Boom. Tonight we are just chilling on the broadcast, nothing too serious, but as you can see from the title, I want to talk about I want to talk about governing your own mind. Okay? Governing your own mind. Why is that so important in today's time, Aniji? Why is that so important? So give yourself a second to think about that. Governing your own mind, your own peace. The world is chaotic. It's so much going on. Every time I open up YouTube, it's like they are pushing all of the government chaos to my timeline. And I don't like that, my Niji. I really don't like that. I like to be informed on my own accord, not by them promoting propaganda and just pushing fear. Yes, we should be in the know and in the loop, but we should not be afraid. As Niji, as Aboriginal people, as indigenous to Turtle Island, we have nothing to be afraid. Our people have survived here for hundreds of thousands of years, so why do we have to fear what the government is doing? So that's why it's going to be important nowadays for you to really govern your own mind. Okay? It's going to be so important for you to be the dictator of your own damn life. You cannot be dependent on the government to save you, my Niji. Okay? You just can't do it. And I know y'all been seeing what has been going on, like with the changes that Trump has been making. Like he's almost like COVID to me. It's like something that I don't even want to say. Like I don't even want to say his name. He be pissing me off. Okay, he really be pissing me off. Now why can't I find mine? He really be pissing me off, y'all. How y'all feeling about what's going on? Like, so irking. So that's why you have to protect your peace nowadays, okay? It's all about leveling up. Let go. Sometimes you need to let go all the drama in the world, all the things going on around you to level up, okay? So this is day 30 of the Hood to Hooded Consistency Project. And we want to let go to level up and govern your own damn mind. Because if you don't, guess who will? The government is ready, waiting. They got a whole curriculum planned out for you to go and be a worker. Not a boss, not a Niji, not indigenous, not governing your own mind, not sovereign. They want you to go to work. They want you to be broken. Y'all know I am not a fan of Christopher Columbus. He got the broken. He wants you to be broken. That was the government's whole goal since 1600s, to break thy spirit in the name of God. That's what they said. We want to break their spirit in our Heavenly Father name. That's what they said. Yeah. All right. So if you don't level up and let go of things that are holding you back, such as all the propaganda, all of the negativity that's going on with the media, and govern your own mind and protect your own mind in these days and times, they will drive you crazy. They will have you around here depressed, sad, stressed, worried, and living in fear, my Niji. The world we live in is loud, it's manipulative, and it is controlling. Okay, did you hear that? It's loud. It will manipulate you to believe what it wants you to believe and control your mindset, control your behavior, and ultimately your happiness. And we don't have time for nothing to be controlling our happiness in 2025. It's already too much BS going on. And if anything, we need to be in control of our happiness and well balanced. Okay, my Niji? The world we live in, everywhere you turn, it's ads, alerts, algorithms, agendas. They want your mind, they want your time, and they want your soul. And they wrap it up in something called freedom. But the truth is, you are not free if you don't have control over your own mind. All right? You do not have control if you don't control your own mind and your own time. So before we get into more of letting go of the lies of the government and just controlling your own mind, this weekend is Mother's Day weekend, guys. And happy Mother's Day to all the moms who may watch this on the replay, grandmas, anybody who is a mother figure. Happy Mother's Day to you. But I also want to just send out some love to those of us who are missing our moms during this time. Mother's Day is not a good holiday for me. I'm much better now that I'm older. But if you lose your mom, holidays, birthdays, special occasions, it always, for me, gives me a sense of sadness. It gives me a sense of just like slightly depression, slightly just, that kid in me comes out again every Mother's Day. And normally I'm curled up in the bed, sad, and not wanting to do anything. Today, that was me. I was curled up in the bed, sad. I didn't want to work today, but I did work. I didn't want to get out of the bed, but I did get out of the bed. And I wanted to be in like a moody vibe. I'm missing my mom today. And that's nothing that I ever hide. And to those of us out there who are dealing with this, just know that you are not alone. Our parents are watching over us, and they don't want us to be sad. Our ancestors are watching over us, and they want us to let go and deepen our love for them in a positive light. So that's where I stand today with Mother's Day. Not looking for pity, but just expressing myself and letting you guys know sometimes it gets hard being in this life without my mom. Mothers are the sounding board to our life. They are here when we're sad, when we're feeling down, if they're a good mom. Now, every mom may not be great, but if you have your mom, it's definitely someone that you should cherish. If they are there and they support you and they show up for you, just make sure you show up for them. So show up for them. And so this weekend I am not feeling the best. That's the one thing about doing this Hood to Hooded consistency project. 365 days of showing up on days when you don't feel like it. Sometimes you have to do things that you don't want to do, but you should do. So for me, I don't have to show up. I could easily, you guys, say, you know what? I've been sad all day. I'm missing my mom. I can't show up tonight. Like, I could use that as an excuse. But by showing up on here tonight and not using that as an excuse and not sulking in my misery and feelings of clinging for her love even though she's not here, me showing up is also showing up for somebody out there who may need to know that it's okay to feel that way. It's okay to feel sad. We have a different journey when we go through life without our parent. Me, I've been dealing with this since I was 8 years old, living without my mom. And it's been the hardest trial that I ever had to face in life. It's been the hardest obstacle that has hindered my true happiness in life. Sometimes I feel like I will never ever be 100% happy without my mom here on earth. But at the same time, would she want that? Would she want me to be here sad, missing her? and not really enjoying my accomplishments because the person who I accomplished these things for is not here. The lady who told me when I was 5 years old, hey, you're going to be a doctor, is not here. The lady who inspired me to even believe in myself, black are the berry, the sweeter the juice. Black is beautiful. You know, we know Niji now, but back then it was black is beautiful. You know, so those are the things that she's instilled in me. So that's why I wanted to do a podcast that is, you know, basically motivating. Motivating us to show up when we don't feel like showing up. Okay? So, if you missing your mom out there, let me know how you are dealing with the holiday. Are you doing anything special to, you know, celebrate mom? Or are you just chilling out and staying away from people? What are you doing? I wonder where my repeat button went. Okay, we're going to deal with that another time. So let's go into our first segment of the night, which is let go of the lies. We were taught to fight for status, right? You know, coming from being in so many different educational programs and having school be a system based on grades, the A, B, C, D system. Even when you were young, they had the ES system or the point system to let you know where you rank among other kids. So in life, we have to let go of the lie that we are fighting for status among other people. We are taught to fight for status, strive for achievements, and cling to approval. We obsess over followers, likes, money, and the next big thing. This is how society has us now. Everyone is strolling helplessly, looking for likes, looking for followers, and just trying to have the next big thing versus just living in your truth and being happy and loving on yourself. Self-love is the best love. So even if you don't have all the likes that you want in the world, none of that stuff means anything. Or even if you have all the accolades and achievements, what really matters is our mind. I can have 1,000 degrees, but if I don't have my mind, if I don't have peace, and if I don't love myself, I'm constantly chasing approval or not being my true authentic self, then I lose that life. One thing that I learned by being 39 years old and just going through this much life, going through school, is that I have to be my authentic fucking self. That's the one thing being 39 taught me, is I want to be my authentic self regardless. And that's when you will truly come into who you are and not really care about achievements, being a people pleaser, your haters, the people who don't support you. I have so many people who, you know, I show love to, and they might not like me because of who I am. They might not like me because they think I have something that I don't. Just because I earned a doctoral degree. People don't know what you went through to get where you are. They don't see those nights where you were sleeping in your car. They don't see those nights where you didn't believe in yourself. They don't see all of these things. But it's not even up for you to worry about what other people don't see in you. Okay? That's why we have to govern our mind against the obsession of the lies that we were told, that it's all about achievement. It's all about approval and clinging to access. What matters is that you approve your own self and your own happiness. All of these things are distraction. The likes, the approvals, the achievements. Most of us are suffering from stories that aren't even real. You get on the internet, you see these people having the perfect body. They went and they had money to do some surgery. Now they have the body. Now they have the car. They have the house, and you're just strolling, and you don't know what they might have went through to get what they have. So it just reminds us to govern your own mind. Don't compare yourself to other people. You don't know their journey, and you don't know their story. And a lot of it is pretty much a lie on the internet. Okay? So most of us are suffering from that. Fear has been fed to us, being in a state of fear, being in that flight or fight mindset, always being triggered. This is the way things are. And that's kind of what prompted me to talk about this tonight. Even though it seems like a very subtle topic, governing your mindset is going to be super important nowadays. Even for me, I found myself just in the past couple weeks constantly harboring or constantly ruminating on what the hell is going on with the government, because I never pay attention to the government. I never pay attention to Trump and all of the things he has going, especially since I came into my Nietzsche mindset. I want to have a sovereign mindset. I don't want to be controlled by the government and what's going on with this party and that party, because it's all a bunch of bullshit. Because when I went back and did my research on history, it's all been a bunch of bull. The government isn't even real. It is used to control the Nietzsche and shut us out of everything. They shut us out of everything. And when I think back about my ancestors being unable to dress in their tribal wear, unable to dance and be a community and thrive without people harassing them and taking and harming them with violence, physical, mental, with the media, with all types of violence, it just bothers me. It really bothers me that nowadays they are still trying to govern our mindset. But as you can see from so many events around the world, so many influential people around the world, colonization has met its last days. And thankfully, it didn't even last that long. The colonizers are trying to figure out, oh my God, what do we do? What the hell you need to do is apologize. That would be very nice if you guys could just tell the damn truth. You know, guys, we came over here 400 or 500 years ago. My ancestors were douchebags. They did not even understand kindness. They did not even understand mankind. They didn't understand shit. They didn't understand nothing. They didn't understand property, value, nothing. They just understand take, mine. We're gonna lie on you, lie about this, teach you lies, and we tired of being fed these fucking lies. We tired of being fed fear. And it's still happening to this day. They want us to be fed fear. The president of Burkina Faso, West African country, Ibrahim Traore, they have tried to assassinate this president, so many times, over 20 times, including America, because they stand against colonization. They stand up for doing things for the people versus taking all the resources from the land. Kind of like what the hell the government of the United States is doing and has been doing. They have been robbing us, the citizens, blind. Even if you MAGA, even if you NAGA, even if you TAGA, MAGA, WAGA, whatever kind of great you think America was, it's all a bunch of shit. Okay? No matter what kind of person, it's all lies. They have been robbing the citizens, robbing the Nietzsche, more importantly, blind, robbing us blind, reclassifying us. They have us so deep into religion, so deep into every type of institution, so deep into the 9 to 5, 2 to 3 job work style. And nowadays, my Nietzsche, it is so important to govern your mind and to start that business and to get on YouTube and start that YouTube channel and to have multiple streams of income and really just let go of these lies and control your own time. The longer you are waiting for approval from your boss, waiting for approval from this person, looking at this person to approve you, you are wasting your time. Now is the time to own up to who you are, live your best life, and eliminate all these distractions. Eliminate them. Okay? We have been, fear has been fed to us in control that we make and we mistake for competence. Okay? Fear has been fed to us. And the control that they have over us has been mistake for competence. So they have so much control over us. The internet has so much control over you. The algorithm. We're going push and push. We got to post this, post more. No, we got to get back into our zen. Stop getting outside your inner body experience. Stop getting out of balance with who you are spiritually. Letting go of the pseudo colonized mindset doesn't mean that you're giving up. It means you stop gripping the lie and you start trusting your own truth. And that is one very, very difficult thing to do. It's just like this butterfly you see on the screen. First, it starts off as a caterpillar. But imagine if we were these caterpillars and one day we were automatically set to bloom. But because of colonization, because of the school system and the educational system being taught pseudo history, white supremacy, in a government that always tells you that you're less than and pushes this in the media, pushes this in the school system, pushes this with housing, pushes this with business segregation, pushes this with every idea that they present to us. They want you to stay in the caterpillar phase. They don't want you to go from hood to hooded. They want you to stay in the hood phase. They don't want you to be competent. They want you to be controlled. They don't want you to be fed the truth. They want you to be fed fear. So that way they can control your mind, the things that you say, the things that you hear, and the things that you speak, right? So when you let go of a colonized mindset, it could be one of the scariest things that you ever do. It could be one of the scariest things. You feel like you're missing out. You heard the fear of missing out? That is what colonization does. It makes you feel like you're missing out on something. Like, I don't know what the government's going to do. I don't know who is going to let, when you need you don't have to worry about that type of shit. You don't. So what happening to the government right now, we need you. We don't have to worry about that type of shit. I heard somebody say on my Facebook, oh my God, Trump just signed something to deport even if you citizen. Trump can't touch us. He can't touch the needy. Now, if you go and you keep talking about you black and you African American and all this bullshit, then maybe he can. But to the needy, the people who know that the government been lying, you can't touch us. You can't touch us. Okay? You can't touch me. Okay? You just can't. You just can't, my needy. So don't live in fear. Don't live in fear at all. Team no fear, okay? So just like this caterpillar you see on the screen, if they had went through a life of colonization, paying attention to everything the government is doing, being segregated in every type of aspect, being talked down upon, the caterpillar may never bloom. And that's what happens to a lot of us. We never bloom. We never escape the obsession with followers, likes, this pseudo money. We never even use our achievements and accomplishments to make us feel better, because we do it for other people who will never validate you. It is time for us, I need you to validate ourselves and to govern our own mind. Okay? So, spread your wings. Stop paying attention to everything that is going on and not using it as a tool to help you prepare for life, but using it as a fear tactic. Stop using it for fear. I have been watching everything going on. Trump's getting rid of Section 8. Trump is getting rid of this. Trump is a fucking dictator. And he want all the news to be on him. So I had to just stop watching him again. I never watch him. But now that is impacting my business, impacting my family, impacting my life, I pay attention a little bit. But I realize, this government is playing fucking games. You want to raise tariffs to 245%. And then you want to say, oh, it's only going to be 80%. Now y'all playing games. Now I can see, okay, they playing games again. They want our fully undivided attention to have us panicking. He keep talking about, hey, buddies, now is the time to go buy the stock. Go buy the stock. Is a good time. Like, it's just games, my Niji. I'm going to tell you something. We just have to pay attention and invest wisely nowadays. We have to invest wisely. Should we get into the stock market more? Absolutely. But at the same time, the dollar, they say, is crashing. Is this a way is this propaganda to get people to dump their stocks. It's just so much going on. Tell me what y'all feel like is going on with the mind games that the government is playing. And this is why they want to control your mind. This is why we have to govern our own mind. Okay? The government, they think we're delusional for asking questions. They don't want you to ask questions about what's going on. They want you to focus on Diddy, the Met Gala. They want you to focus on drama in the media, or any type of fear games that they are playing. They want you to focus on these farmers that they have bailed out, who have stolen our land. I guarantee you none of the farmers really look like this. They don't have this copper tone. They used to be 100% copper tone, and now they are not copper tone. And they are crying because they aren't getting subsidies and all of this money to continue to send products overseas. When y'all talking about people here starving and homeless, can the government learn how to feed its own people first, or is that never been the mission? Has that never been on the agenda, or has it always been for profit? Okay? What is really delusional is believing that the government is there for us, because they're not, and they're playing us. You ever notice how every move they make comes with fear, confusion, chaos? That is not by accident. That's the definition of propaganda. And we fall for it when we don't govern ourselves, when we don't network within our communities, when we hate on each other, when we don't just live our best life, and when we fall for everything that they say. This is why I had to step back from just watching it all day, because I had started to get sucked back into the matrix, watching and seeing when the shelves gonna be empty, when is this gonna, it's too much for me following a fake system that was never meant to thrive, that was built on lies, that was built with pseudo-seeds, that was built with a whole bunch of lies and a bunch of war and violence and horrendous crimes and theft. That's never meant to thrive. It's never meant to thrive. And what's happening, my Niji, we could sit back and just sit back and sip on some tea, sip on a little cognac or something. I'm sipping on a little cold water because the government need to cool off. They need to cool off, my Niji. I'm just saying, they need to really, really cool the fuck off. Alright? Self-control is the real rebellion. This is how you rebel against everything that's going on. Because the most dangerous thing you can do in this matrix is have your own thoughts, your own spirit, your own path, and not follow pseudo history. For me, I have been following pseudo history for so long. I have been a member of religious matrix for so long, and I feel so free. Even on days and weekends where I'm sad and miss my mom, that energy, that pseudo history energy, does not have a hold on my life. I feel like when you out of your spirit, when you're not in your Niji mindset, and you don't recognize who you are, where you come from, who your ancestors truly were, and that they were not slaves, and that they were not brought over here on the boats, and that your ancestors were indigenous to Turtle Island. They were Amerindians. They had their own culture, their own attire that was stripped from them, and they were banned from doing these things, banned from reading what the colonizers were writing because they knew they were writing lies. They changed their identity, stole their identity. It's a terrible thing. So that's how they can control your mind. And we have to get back control of our own thoughts, our spirit, and our own path. Now, if you into getting back to your spirit, it takes work. Sometimes you have to stand alone. That's why being authentic and not falling for no fugazi BS from a government who don't care about you, it really means something. Do you think the government care about you if they stripping away all these programs? And people are like, oh my God, I can't believe it. They don't have any money, you guys. Go search YouTube. There's hundreds of videos, and it has been going on for a while. The government is broke. And I don't think people really believe that. And what I have been reading and listening to from The Economist, from all the times that the government has bailed out these banks, they bailed out the farmers, they bailed out everybody but the Niji. They bailed out everybody but the people who built this land. They bail out everybody but the people who pay the taxes. The people who show up, they bail out everybody. They even bail out other countries before they bail out their own country. But what has happened is Trump has united other countries all against America. That's what has happened. Hi, Dr. Sean. Did you watch the Boondocks video my friend Husky Dog 88 made? I have not watched it yet. I did not watch it yet. You just have to put the link back in the chat for me. I did not watch it yet. So yeah, I mean, we have to really stand on business and get back into your own spirit, tread your own path, regardless of what society is doing, regardless of the propaganda that is going on today. So that's why I want to motivate us today, my Niji, to remain in control of yourself, because it's so easy to get lost and burnt in the sauce nowadays. Detach to protect your soul. So you must detach. This system will have you begging for validation from people, obsessed with who's watching you instead of watching your own growth. And we have to break away from that. Honestly, in this consistency project, day 1, day 2, day 3, all the way up until even now sometimes, I could be obsessed with, oh my gosh, who's in the room? But you have to be obsessed with your own growth versus who approves your growth. You have to be obsessed with validating your own progress versus worried about what other people think about you. And live in your own truth. There are 8 billion people on this earth, and all of us won't agree with each other. All of us have different ideologies, upbringings, but we all have the opportunity to tell our own truth and to live in our own truth. My music is a little weird today. It's like all these what? I guess we'll go with that. Okay? The truth is, peace is earned when you stop pretending you're in charge of the world, which is something I wish Donald Trump would do. Stop pretending like he is in charge of people, and that's the flaw about this government. They just built this on pretending like they just in charge of everybody and they could just do whatever they want to do. Okay? And you start taking full responsibility for your inner world. So stop pretending like you're in charge of everything around you. And sometimes you just have to let it go and let it flow. And detach, not to disconnect from people, but to reconnect to your own soul. Did you guys hear that? So you want to detach and get back into your own zen so you can reconnect to your own spirit. Congrats on day 30 of the Consistency Project. I'm glad I made it. I sent you the link, but it's not showing up on your end. I wonder why. But you said Boondocks video from Husky Dog 88. Let me go check. Let me see if I can find it on my phone. Said Husky Dog 88. Is it a music video?
Granddad, you're only making things much, much worse.
Oh, hush, boy. I can rap.
Is it this one?
Please make it hot, player.
I think I found it. I will definitely watch it once I get off of this video. And actually, I could watch it at the end of this. It's 4 minutes and 35 seconds. But I have it pulled up so I can check it out. Alright? So, detach, not to disconnect from people, but to reconnect to your soul. Okay, my Niji? Detach from the illusion that you need to control everything. Let go of the need to win every argument, because some people ain't even worth arguing with. Let go of the urge to chase people, approval, and perfection. Now, as a dentist, and even just growing up without my parents, without my mom, without my dad, I found myself sometimes looking for love in all the wrong places, or just chasing approval in all the wrong places. And it took me a while to realize that, wow, you really need to not try to please people, but live in your own truth. Okay? You don't have to be perfect, and you don't need approval from other people. Because when you do, you gain the only thing that was ever yours: your mind, your peace, and your power. And that's what I'm on a mission to get today, is my mind, my peace, and my power. And even though I didn't feel my best today, dealing with Mother's Day weekend here, and just not having her here, it can make me sad and not feel like I'm doing what I'm supposed to do, or feeling imperfect. And we are all flawed and imperfect in some way. But the best thing that you could do is protect your mind, protect your peace and your power. Alright? So that's why I say govern yourself today, my Niji, and just go with the flow. Don't even force it. And that's why this consistency project, sometimes I show up, because the consistency is more important than the perfection. Sometimes it may not be the perfect thing to say all the time, going live and streaming, because you can't hit pause. Well, I can't hit pause, but you can't really hit pause. You just have to continue to just push through. And that's why I have made it 30 days, is because I worked through a lot of imperfections during this first 30 days of streaming and doing this consistently. And I have 11 months to go. Can I do it? I think so. Because life cannot program me to not believe in myself. Life can't program me to doubt myself or to give up on myself. So as I chase this peace and inner stream, I am becoming stronger and developing something that is hard to develop: consistency. So that just shows that we can't be programmed unless we allow, or unless we relinquish our throne. So you are the king or the queen of your mind. You have to govern yourself. Otherwise, the government will do it for you. Okay? They can't program what you deprogram, and they can't manipulate what you've made sacred. So if you know that your mind is sacred, they can't break what you've already healed. And like I told you guys, the whole mindset of the government, Christopher Columbus, pseudo history, all of these things is to break your mindset. And once something breaks your mind, it leads you to depression, it leads you to anxiety, it leads you to bipolar disorder, all types of mental health problems. So don't let nothing break your mind today. Don't let anything program you to be fearful of life, and not to live your best life, and not to do action on the things that you want to accomplish. And at the same time, just let it flow. I'm not forcing anything. As I grow at 39 years old, I am learning so much. I am afraid of turning 40. I don't know why. I'm afraid to turn 40. I feel like my 39s is, I don't know if it's a midlife. I hate to use the word midlife crisis, because you are what you speak. But I am in like a midlife confusion stage. And I feel like a lot of people may be in that confusion stage. Like, am I doing what I'm supposed to do? Or I thought I did everything that I was supposed to do. But we're in this space where the world is changing around us. The world is changing around us. The economy is changing around us. The job market is changing. The family dynamics are changing. Everything is changing. So it can be difficult to kind of let go and let life just flow. It's like my podcast. It's like this live. Sometimes I have to let go and just let it flow. Even though I want to have control and do everything perfect and have the perfect script, and just I want every live to go so amazing. But the better thing is to show up and just let things flow and let it go, and not be programmed and not be manipulated, and let it just be peaceful and true and honest and authentic. My Niji, let it be authentic. Okay? So we got to let go to level up. Alright? Stop micromanaging life. Start flowing with life. Stop chasing applause. Start honoring impact. Stop clinging to outcomes and start standing in presence. You don't conquer life, you flow with it. And that is something that I am definitely learning, that I don't just conquer life. It's good to plan, but plan is just to kind of guide you. It doesn't always happen according to your plan. And that's with anything. Have you planned something from A to Z? Like, you have, even when I go out of town and I have my perfect itinerary, right? And I'm a Pisces, and I don't know if all Pisces do this. I don't even know if they have anything to do with it, but when I go out of town, I like to plan day one, what we're gonna do from morning to night. Like, and I have all these things that I want to try in a new city, places I want to eat, activities I want to try, adventures I want to go on. But the plan never goes according to the plan. The plan always has delays, fluctuations, changes. There's traffic. There's different things that can change your plan. And in life, you have to just go with the flow. Don't get upset about it. Just go with the flow. All right? Just go with the flow. And remember, we don't conquer life. We flow with life. And as I grow into this new age and grow into a new decade of life, that's one thing that I'm actually learning. For real, you guys. Like, that's one thing that I'm learning, is that I don't control my life. I mean, I do in a sense, but at the same time, you have to let life flow. It's just like me losing my mom. I didn't control that situation, but I had to go with the flow. Even though many days and nights it does bother me, but it's still a growing process. It's a growing process. And every day I get better at growing. And as you should too. You get better at showing up for yourself, not micromanaging your life, or beating yourself up when things don't always go perfect. Okay? Because it's not going to be perfect. And as I continue this consistency project at this tender age of 39, I know that there's so much that I have left to learn about everything, and I'm okay with that. But I just want to go through this year and be grateful for every day. Really accept my true being and who I am, regardless of who doesn't understand who I am. Because I have been in this pseudo mindset for so long, and just to recognize that I'm indigenous and all of the things that have been covered up and hidden from me, I just want to continue to grow in that and find other like-minded people who know this genuine, authentic history, so that we can reclaim our culture, reclaim our status, and be proud of it. It really saddens me in this day and age in America, on Turtle Island, there are indigenous people still here who don't have a way to really claim who they are without being a part of a civilized tribe through the government. There really isn't a way for us to be sovereign on this land without some type of government intervention. And I really hope that changes. I really hope that we can reclaim our sovereignty, reclaim our attire, and I hope that the truth continues to unfold. America is crumbling. America is still trying to govern with an iron fist. They are still trying to govern by hurting indigenous people, Niji, or even the reclassified African Americans or blacks. They want to take away a lot of these programs, but it hurts a lot of people. We aren't the only ones on government assistance. I was in the projects as a kid. That's why it's the Hood to Hooded podcast. I've lived in the projects. I've been a victim of poverty that has been presented by the government. I've been a victim of all these things, but at the same time, that does not control your life. The things that broke you down in the past, that tried to break you down, because it didn't really break you completely, it was an attempt to break your spirit. It didn't control you completely. It didn't leave you standing in a puddle of fear completely. Yes, it might have started with a little bit of fear, But guess what? You overcame it. We are conquerors. We are like this butterfly. So even though colonization, everything that is going on in the media, propaganda, all of this fear mongering, it can make you stay in the caterpillar phase, right? But guess what happens when you govern your mindset, when you fill it with truth, when you stand on business about who you are, when you stop allowing the micromanaging of your life to make you feel like a failure, and you use these experiences as lessons, guess what? Then your wings start to break out of the cocoon. You get more strength. You feel more free when you feel like a butterfly. A butterfly isn't stuck in a cage. It's able to fly from flower to flower, from tree to tree. It's able to go mingle, fly here, fly there, without a care in the world. So we have to be like that butterfly. Govern our own mind, govern our own time, know who you are, and stand on business about who you are. The other day I had someone come in and say, oh my gosh, are you a communist? Just because I'm Niji and I claim who I am. It is okay for every other race, every other culture to claim who they truly are. But when it comes to being black, African American, and realizing that, hey, I'm actually indigenous and Niji, American Indian, Choctaw, Muskogean, Creek, Seminole, from Appalachia, part of the Mississippians, you know all these things. It's like, wait. Something got to be wrong with you. It is so bad that we can't show up as ourselves. But guess what? We have to do it anyways. You have to stand on business about who you are anyways, regardless. And that's the biggest lesson that I'm learning during this whole last year of me being in my 30s, is that I can't follow other people. I have to govern my own mind. I can't follow the government. Sometimes you can't even follow your family and friends because they just got colonized information too. And we just regurgitate the same thing back to each other. And I'm tired of it. I want to be free. I want to be sovereign. And I want the government to, lose control. Like, it might not be a bad thing that they lose control, because the control that they have, it's not really making sense. Trump is delusional. Like, they argue in the Congress meetings. They act like little children, like they're in high school, and it just shows. And I think with social media now, all of the things that were behind the closed doors, we can see now what has been going on for all these years. It's like, what? When I read Trump got rid of the PBS, I think we talked about this earlier. He got rid of PBS and NPR, which was about $82 million, but he planned a birthday parade or some shit like that for $92 million. So you got rid of the children's programming just so you can have an expensive party. You're getting rid of all these programs just so you can go golfing and spend millions of dollars and get on TV and act like something's getting fixed. It's all a bunch of lies, my Niji. It's all a bunch of lies. So in this day and time, right here, right now, it is best for us to govern our own minds, and as a collective, regain our sovereignty. It's going to start in the mind first. And there's a lot of us just not even aware. We're not even woke. We just don't even understand the importance of this. Okay? I feel you, sis. Hold on, let me see. Got some comments. I feel you, sis. What you're saying fits in well with the Boondocks theme song lyrics. Comment below that video and tell Husky Dog what you think. I definitely will. Wow, it's a doggone shame some of these Native American tribes I've never even heard of before. Some I learned about in history class in school. Yeah, so the thing about it is the Native Americans stole the indigenous copper-tone melanated people's identity. So when I say Muskogee, there's two different spellings of it. When I say Choctaw, there's a Choctaw, which is my tribe, and then there's a Choctaw, which is the imitation. So it's kind of like having real crabs and imitation crabs. You know what I mean? They're never going to be as good as the authentic, real crabs. And it is a shame. It is a shame that the government continues to hide this. And that's going to be my biggest issue, probably until it is uncovered. But there's a lot of people who know the truth. There's a lot of people who are waking up. There's a lot of people who are standing on business and waking other people up because a lot of us just don't know. We just don't know, and that is by design. Like, it's not an accident that we don't know. They banned this from history. They banned our history. They banned these books. They banned this knowledge. You can't even teach this in school. You got to teach the pseudo history. Because guess what happens when we find out who we are? We govern our own mind. The government actually loses control. Because right now, what are they doing with the control? They have people in a fear mode. They have people in a stressed out mode. They have people thinking, "Oh my God, the shelves are empty. Oh my God, everybody is just all over the place." And I just got tired of it this week. I just got tired of it. I had to get off of it for a second because it was just too much. It's like I was just giving it too much energy, and I don't need to give it that much energy. We need to get back into our true, authentic neediness. Period. He said, I've watched the Boondocks before, and you kind of remind me of Huey Freeman. Now I gotta go and see who Huey Freeman is. What was America like when Barack Obama was president? Well, when Barack Obama became president, I'll say this. I was in college going to Florida State University, and when he was running, I mean, I had no idea that we were indigenous, so I thought everything was black power back then. I was black power, fully Christian, everything black power. Oh my God, Barack Obama's gonna be the first black president. We had Young Jeezy. I don't know if y'all know who Young Jeezy is, but he came out with the song, "My president is black, my Lambo's too." So I'm in Tallahassee, Florida. We really ratchet down here. We at the club, like we partying. We couldn't believe Barack Obama won. I mean, we could cook out food. I had baked beans, hamburgers, potato salad. I mean, it was like a celebration when he won presidency because I'm thinking black power. This is gonna be a change for the black people. Like, yes. So that was my mindset when he won. I had no idea that, about indigenous history then. I had no clue. I ain't found out any of this until last year. Last year is when I found this out. And I haven't heard great things about Obama lately, but I mean, I'm really not a Obama expert. I do have his book over there that I didn't finish reading, but I even have Michelle Obama's book. But when he was president, I felt like it was okay. I really wasn't involved too much in politics then, but I only voted really because he was black, and that's the truth. That's the only reason why I voted. But it was just like, oh my God, they put a black guy in the White House. It was crazy. It was really, really crazy and unbelievable. But a lot of people feel like Obama, he did a lot of things that people didn't like. He did a lot that people did not agree with. But I was just like, oh my God, our president black. Ah. That's the energy it was given. There is a Boondocks episode. Hold on, it says, where were we? Huey Freeman is the kid with the big afro. His brother Riley has the cornrows for hair. There is a Boondocks episode that referenced Obama in the White House. It was called "It's a Black President, Huey Freeman." I gotta check out this Huey Freeman character. The episode aired in 2010 on Cartoon Network's Adult Swim block. You should get the whole series on DVD. I think I've seen the Boondocks. I might have that on one of my streaming platforms already. I just never watched it. But I do have it pulled up. I got it pulled up on my phone. I'm gonna watch it as soon as I get off of here. And I have seen them before. They look really bad. Like, they look like a version of, is it kind of like Beavis and Butthead? Something like the black version of Beavis and Butthead. Or is it more like, not so crazy like that. But it looked really funny, the Boondocks. Too funny. Aaron McGruder, the creator of the comic strip and the cartoon series, was a genius, way ahead of his time. Yeah, a lot of those creators are way ahead of their time, so I'm interested to see what he was talking about and see how it relates to the Hooded podcast, and see if I really remind myself of Huey. What was his name? Huey Freeman. That is a funny name. But yeah, guys, tonight was really tough to show up, but guess what? I did it, and I had to show up for my community, and we are growing somewhere. We are on day 30 of the Consistency Project. Yay! So we have 335 days left. That's a long time. But I think we got this. And also another positive note is that I surpassed 900 subscribers. Yay! 900 supporters on this channel, which is awesome. My goal is to hit 1,000 pretty soon, but a day at a time, and I'm not in a rush. I'm excited for the people who have joined this channel, who are taking in the content and growing with me as we test the theory of knowledge, as we grow, debunk pseudo history, pay attention to our personal development, and grow with oral hygiene intelligence. Speaking of oral hygiene intelligence, make sure you brush and floss your teeth tonight or in the morning so that you don't get decay, because there's a lot of good snacks out there that will kill your teeth. So the last thing is, anything else I had to tell y'all tonight, or was that it? I think that's pretty much it. If you have any questions, drop them in the chat before I head out of here. I do have patients in the morning, so I'll be working tomorrow. Fighting decay, of course. But yeah. Day 30 of the Consistency Project. Hey, I'm so proud of myself, y'all, because guess what? I've been on YouTube with this channel, or if you're watching from YouTube, even with Twitch, my Twitch channel is still a struggle over there on Twitch. I'm still stuck at 4 followers after 30 days. So something over there on Twitch, I don't know how to really make the needle move, but follow me on all social media platforms, Twitch, Facebook, Instagram, all of those places. When I first started taking my YouTube channel serious, I had 114 subscribers. That was probably like 2-3 years ago. But every time I would try to get a little steam, life slowed me down, dentistry slowed me down, and I would be very, very inconsistent with posting, like super inconsistent. So since I've been doing this challenge, I can see growth, and I can see improvement in, my purpose to connect with people around the world. So it's really paying off. So I definitely send a thank you to everybody who shows up, who comments on my stuff, who shares, who likes, who chats with me on the live day after day. Thank you, Clifford 2000 fan, for showing up consistently for the past couple of days. Because I started out in here looking a little delusional, y'all, talking to myself. But I don't mind, because that's a part of going from hood to hooded. That's a part of pursuing your greatness and testing out, your skills, is when you show up when nobody is in the room. You have to show up for yourself first, which is what we have talked a little bit about tonight. Governing your own mind and being unafraid of things that aren't perfect, and being unafraid of imperfections, because that's how we grow and that's how we learn. The more I show up, the more you show up for yourself, the better we get. So I definitely thank you guys for growing with me, and I am about to call it a night. I will see you guys tomorrow. I'm not sure what time, but I will definitely see you guys tomorrow. I have been trying to update my camera stuff here, so hopefully that's going to be better with the lighting. But either way, that's not the important thing. The important thing is that Dr. Sean shows up. Period. Show up for another day to chit chat with y'all. All right. So y'all have a good night. Have a great weekend. Remember, don't let this world, these things going on in society right now, distract you. Make sure you protect your mind at all costs, my Niji. Don't let anybody, kill your authenticity, or don't let anyone steal your joy. Period. I send you positive vibes, and let's see. I missed some comments. Let's see. The grandpa is Robert Freeman, voiced by late John Witherspoon. Oh, that was my guy, John Witherspoon. Huey was named after Huey P. Newton, leader of the Black Panther movement. I kind of figured that. I made sure I brushed my teeth before I went to bed. Yay! Clap for the brushers and the flossers. You said you brushed, but did you floss? Hopefully. Dentistry is a 24/7 job. Good night. Good night, guys. I will see you guys tomorrow. Peace.